Out and hit a big jumper to open up the second half, and then fell into a slumber and played almost 8 minutes and scored just 4 points, and the Violets got back into it, regained the lead, and held off the Spartan Charge at the end of the ball game.
Shemelowick will inbound. Rochester will start with the basketball to start the second half. They'll be going from left to right on your digital tuner. If you like to watch this one on the internet, case.edu/athletics/varsity broadcast center. Shot no good for Marcus Robertson. Rebound comes to Case. Reed Anderson's got it. Dumps it down to Dorr on the left baseline. Back up top to Kevin Herring. Herring trying to get around the pick of Steve Young. And has it stolen by Max Kaplan. Kaplan back the other way. Kaplan gets it to Shemelowick. Shemelowick down on the left side. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound underneath Nate Novosel. Three-pointer from Kaplan straight on. It's good. 42-39. That's how we start the second half with a three-pointer from Max Kaplan. Kaplan's first basket of the ball game.
And it was 42-31 with 2 minutes to play in the half, and Rochester on an 8-0 run.
Oh, it continues into the second half. Reed Anderson for Herring to the right side, trying to work on Kaplan. Herring pulls up from the free throw line. Dorr with the rebound. Dorr around Novosel, and he bounces one in. 44-39. As Dorr comes up with a basket. He's got 5. Kaplan back the other way in the offensive zone. Case in the man-to-man defense. Robertson left side to Kaplan, drops it for Shemelowick, bothered there by Reed Anderson, dumped it down on the baseline for Marcus Robertson, couldn't get it to go. Steve Young's got the rebound, he wants to push. Young to Herring, Herring in transition and a foul! And the crowd comes to their feet on that one as Kevin Herring on the pass from Steve Young. So Young doing it offensively, and he's helping his friends out as well.
Well, because of the way Young shot in the first half, the defense squeezed around him. Nice bounce pass to Herring on the trail. Up off the glass and good, and he drew the foul.
And he squeezed that pass to Herring, and Herring got it to go. He's got 6. Looking for 7, good. Good free throw shooter, as we mentioned, at 83%. Kevin Herring 2 for 2 from the line, make it 3 for 3. He's got 7 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. And a 47-39 lead, 8-point lead. Charlesworth to Shemelowick. Shemelowick had it blocked by Tom Summers. And Anderson nearly got run over by Marcus Robertson. Working on Shemelowick. Baseline up and in for Reed Anderson. He got 7. Now the former St. Ed star with 7. And just like that, it's back up to a 10-point lead. And Coach Mike Neer has seen enough. He wants a timeout. Be a 30-second timeout. And 17:53 left to go, 49-39. Rochester. So just like that, it looked like what you had mentioned. They go on an 8-0 run, they close and turn around. Case answers.
And there's the answer that Case has not been able to really put together in the first 5 games conference-wise. Usually they'll chip away at it, but right there you're talking about a bucket inside from Dorr. Then Kevin Herring comes back on the inside 3-point play on the layup. Then Anderson hits a bucket. All of a sudden, what was down to a 3-point lead stretched it back out to 10 on the backs of 3 straight offensive sets from the Spartans. So that's what they need to do. They can't nickel and dime it. If Rochester's going to get that run, for Case to be effective tonight, they're going to have to come back and answer it immediately. They're going to have to put 5, 7, 9 straight up on the board and stretch that lead back out, make Rochester work back down again.
Case doing it with defense as well, as they came out, made 3 of their first 4 here in the second half, shooting better than 51% from the field and holding Rochester just 35%. I mean, Rochester's made 1 basket from the field as they're 1 for 5. And Kaplan to Searle, who's checked in after the timeout, to Charlesworth off of the curl, and Kaplan fell down. Held the dribble, though, on the floor. Was impressive. Got it to Shemelowick. Back to Charlesworth, and Charlesworth going to slow it down and hand it off to Kaplan. Kaplan now with 8 on the shot clock, trying to get around Kevin Herring. 5 on the shot clock. Shemelowick's going to fire from the free throw line off the front rim. Tom Summers with a rebound for Case. Steve Young looking to push. Young into the offensive zone. Stopped by Shemelowick. Gets it to Reed Anderson. Anderson trying to get around Charlesworth. Stopped to Dorr on the blocks. Dorr, kind of a little bit of a mismatch with Soar. Dribbles around, hands off to Summers. Summers on the right baseline is short. Shmelowick the rebound. Kaplan back into the offensive zone. To Charlesworth, back to Kaplan. Searle over on the left side to Shmelowick. Shmelowick smothered there by Reed Anderson. Searle trying to turn on Summers, backed him down. Left hand up, and he got the foul. Count it.
Well, that's a tough call on Summers, who was straight vertical and backing away from the hoop. How that can be a blocker on the body is hard to tell from here, but usually if you stay vertical and let off, you're not going to get called for a foul no matter how much contact there is.
Now we'll get Alex Hildebrand coming off the bench. He'll get ready to check in as Searle completes the three-point play, 49-42. And Hildebrand will come in for Summers. So Summers will sit down with 3 personal fouls. That was the first team foul here in the second half. 16:45 left to go. Mike Cairns, Ed Doherty here on a throwback jersey. Sitting in for Ronnie Yance tonight. And Case now up by 7. Shmelowick on a reach in on Reed Anderson. That's been a great matchup all night long. Anderson's done a tremendous job on Shmelowick, but Shmelowick having a problem with Anderson's speed and also his length.
Well, I don't think you would expect. Shmelowick isn't usually matched up against a 6'6" quick guard that can play both in the post and from the outside.
Kevin Herring gets called for the travel. He wanted the foul. He thought he got grabbed on his way up to the basket.
Coach McDonald just has his hands up, shaking his head. He almost to say, of course he walked with the basketball. He got pushed.
Kaplan off the curl from Shmelowick, gets it back, fires the 3 from the left corner, no good. Novosel couldn't handle the rebound, knocked out of bounds. Case basketball.
Battle underneath with Steve Young for the ball.
Novosel averaging a little over 11 points and 5 rebounds a game. 16 minutes left here as Young off the curl for 3, short on the left side. Rebound, Dorr, back out to Reed Anderson, top of the key. He spins, Henderson, right floater, no good. And the rebound by Cubitt.
Shmelowick didn't know where to go. Reed Anderson, nice move inside, little bounce pass.
Nice pass down underneath to Novosel. Kaplan found him all alone down on the right block. 49-44, Herring back. Bounced one at the feet of Dorr. Kaplan comes up with it. Another turnover for Case. Kaplan nearly walked with it and then threw it down on the corner. Saved there. And Shmelowick off the pull-up can't get it to go. Dorr. And a foul going to be called on Dorr. It's going to be on Rochester.
On Novosel. Nate Novosel will pick up his 3rd foul.
Novosel and Dorr were battling for that rebound, so he picks up his 3rd. And it's 49-44. Ryan Boken checks back in. Boken, 7 points, 2 assists, and a rebound in his first half of work. Hands it off to Steve Young. Alex Hildebrand to the left side now. Down low to Dorr. Dorr powers his way in for 2. He's got 9. Brian Urs is also checked in for the Spartans. So the 12s will do battle again. Kaplan and Boken. Kaplan to Shmelowick, bothered there by Urs. He tried to dump it into Novosel, and a foul going to be called on Dorr. Dorr going to get called for the hold.
That's his 2nd.
That's the 2nd team foul. Kaplan inbounds to Shmelowick. Shmelowick on the drive with a right hand, and he got it to roll in. 10 points for Shmelowick. He's in double digits. That's the 3rd player on Rochester to be in double figures. Boken to Young. Young shut off there. Gets it back to Boken on the left side. Boken drives, dishes off to Dorr. Dorr going to try to back his way in. Dorr trying to go up and around Novosel. And Novosel going to pick up his 4th personal foul. And Dorr going to go to the line, shoot 2.
And for Novosel, that's 2 in about 60 seconds or so. And 4 with 14.5 minutes to play. He's going to be on the bench.
So kind of a flip-flop of the first half as Dorr's first one's up and in. It's now Rochester that got into foul trouble quickly. Marcus Robertson checks back in. Shemelowick and Novosel going to check out. And for the first time tonight, we see David Gould, a 6'4" guard out of Philadelphia, sophomore. And second one for Doors, no good. 52-46 Case. 14.5 left to go here at the Adelbert Gymnasium on a throwback weekend. Handoff. Robertson gets it back. Robertson in the lane. Robertson to the basket, can't get it to go. Loose ball on the ground. And it goes off Case and out of bounds. Last touch by Ryan Boken. Colin Cubitt and Boken battling for it, but last touch by Boken. His Door will check out for the Spartans. And Skuski is checked in. Alex Hildebrandt knocked it away. And with 12 seconds left on the shot clock, it'll be Yellow Jackets basketball. Trying to get it to Bill Searle. Kaplan will inbound. Boken will check him. Kaplan looking. Gets it over to Searle. Robertson now. Robertson working on Skuski. Robertson banks it in with 6 seconds left on the shot clock. Boken quickly back into the offensive zone. It's a 4-point game. Gets it to Urs. Urs checked by Gould. Gets it back up top to Boken. Boken on the curl to Young coming off the screen. Back to Urs. 18 on the shot clock. Urs to Young. Straightaway look at a three. Young, no good. Rebound underneath by Cubitt, and Cubitt's going to be fouled by Skuski. Skuski just couldn't get out of the way fast enough. Yeah, as Cubitt had slowed down, and Skuski could not. He'll pick up his third personal, team's third, and that'll bring Reed Anderson back in, and Steve Young will check out. He'll get a hand from Coach McDonald. And why not? Steve Young's had an outstanding game to this point. 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. So Kaplan and Boken, 13.5 left to go. Case by 4, inside Robertson, it's a 2-point game. Robertson right now has really come on here in the second half. He's got 6, but he scored the last 4. 52-50 Case.
That's 8 straight inside for Rochester.
Hildebrandt looking for help, gets it to Urs. Urs checked by Gould. Over to the right side, Hildebrandt tried to dump it down low for Skuski. And a turnover for Case. So Case, who had just 4 turnovers in the entire first half, now has 4 here in the second half. And we've only played 7 minutes. And that's going to be Coach McDonald going to take a timeout. With 13:02 left to go, it would be a full timeout. Case trying to slow the run of Rochester up by 2. You're listening to Case Basketball on the Spartan Broadcasting Network.
Case Athletics rates starting at just $79 a night. It's the Hampton Inn downtown, an official hotel partner of Case Western Reserve Athletics. Fans, if you need a place to hang out after the game, come down to the Euclid Tavern and enjoy great food and entertainment. Plus, they're always playing the big games on the big screen TV. The Euclid Tavern on Euclid Avenue, just minutes from the Case Western Reserve campus.
Just under 13 minutes left here, second half. Case trying to hold off the run here by Rochester, up 52-50. Rochester with the basketball.
That runs 11-3 over the last 3:45 and 19-10 over the last 9 minutes.
Searle with the fake, and he just tied the basketball game at 52. Here comes Rochester. So Searle comes up with the basket. He's got 15 to lead all scorers. Then a foul called away from the basketball.
Matthew Murphy going to get called for the hold.
Murphy working on Urs, trying to plead his case. Official won't have anything of it. 12:27 left to go. Tied at 52. Urs to inbounds, got it to Reed Anderson on the left side. He's over on the left wing. Dribbling into the lane, pulls up at the free throw line, good. So Reed Anderson's got 9, and it's a 2-point lead for Case. Right now, the momentum with the Yellow Jackets, if Case can get a couple of stops and an answer here, they kind of turn things around. Marcus Robertson to Kaplan at the top of the key. Checked by Kevin Herring. He's going to pull it back out to Robertson. Robertson to step inside the three-point line, and that's good. A long 2 from Robertson, and we're tied at 54. He's got 8.
Well, if Robertson's going to score from 15 and then score from 15 inches, Case is going to have a tough night because you can't step up on him. Otherwise, he'll go by you to the hoop. If you come play off, then he'll just bury that shot.
Kevin Herring and Urs trying to work the give and go, but one off out of bounds. Shimeluk went diving out of bounds near the Case bench. It'll be Case basketball, 22 on the shot clock. Eric Dorr is checked back in for the Spartans. Into Herring now. Herring going to pull it back out and reset the offense. Rochester sticking with that man-to-man. Herring to Dorr. Dorr working on Robertson. Turnaround. Right hand, good. Kind of a weird shot there from Dorr, but he got it to go. 56-54 Case.
Strong just wasn't sure what he wanted to do with the basketball, which way he wanted to go and how he wanted to get it up.
He changed hands within a matter of seconds. As Shimelowick and Herring fighting through a screen, and Herring is going to get called for the hold.
That's his second foul.
Rochester with the basketball, down by 2. Searle, three-pointer from the left side, no good. Herring skies for the rebound. Looking up ahead, Herring pushes it in the offensive zone. Three-pointer straight on, rolls off. Dorr and Robertson fight for it. The last touch by Robertson. Case basketball.
Herring with an open look, just couldn't knock it down.
Herring with 7 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. Reed Anderson gets it into Herring. Herring is shut off, turned over. Rochester comes up with the basketball. Kaplan now. Hands off to Shimelowick. Blocked by Urs. Urs comes back the other way. Urs strong to the basket with a left hand. Brian Urs gives Case a 4-point lead.
Shimelowick, I think, was shocked that the ball was blocked, and he stood there for a second while Urs picked up 2-3 steps on him.
That was a rejection and a half. That was all basketball. Shimelowick inside. Fade is no good.
Everything short from outside for Shimelowick.
Anderson in the lane. Couldn't get it to roll in. Marcus Robertson the rebound. Pushes ahead to Kaplan. 2-on-1. Kaplan with Searle. Searle bounces it from Kaplan and up over the head of Tom Summers it in for the basket. That was tough for Summers all the way in. 58-56 Case. 10 minutes now left in the second half. Urs walks it across the timeline into the offensive zone. He's checked by Matt Murphy, gets it to Reed Anderson. Anderson to Herring. Summers calling for the basketball down low to Urs. Urs drives in the lane, dished it off to Dorr down in the post, and Dorr gets a couple extra steps, and that's just not going to get it done. So again, Case still trying to pound that basketball inside. In a lot of ways, it looks like the Spartans have the advantage speed-wise. They seem to have the step that just haven't been able to connect in a couple of back-to-back basket opportunities here.
A chance to really pull that out, stretch that lead from a couple of points, maybe to 6, back to 8. And offensively, not able to string it together, and remains a 2-point ball game for the Spartans.
Charlesworth trying to get around Urs. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 9 seconds. Searle rejected by Dorr. Back the other way, Reed Anderson bounce pass to Herring, up and in. 60-56, that brings the crowd to their feet with 9:10 left to go. Sean McDonald loving the effort of his team. Right now, both teams just seem to be trading punches. Kaplan leaves it for Robertson. Robertson Stutter steps on Dorr. He's shut off. Three-pointer on the way for Cubitt, in and out. Rebound, Urs.
Rochester's drawn cold. This is the opportunity for the Spartans to stretch that lead.
Urs has been a nice spark here in the second half. Reed Anderson for three. Got it. He's got 12. And Case up by 7. As Steve Young and Rob Skuski get checked to set in, and they will come in, and a full timeout is called by Coach Mike Neer. So Case answers with a run of their own. 8:26 left to go. Spartans up by 7. You're listening to Case Basketball on the Spartan Broadcasting Network. In the second half, Mike Cairns along with Ed Doherty. And one run has been answered by another, Ed.
Well, and for the first time this season, we've seen Case in conference play answer the run of an opponent and stretch a lead in the second half.
63-56.
And Case up 7. It's a bigger lead than they had at halftime. First time that's happened this year.
Robertson checked by Reed Anderson. Anderson's done an outstanding job on both sides of the basketball tonight. 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he's got Robertson in his sights right now. Tried to wrap a pass around Herring. Robertson got a stutter step. Anderson got a piece, but Cubitt was there for the stick back. 63-58. Kevin Herring gonna walk it across the timeline, get it to Urs. Urs has been a nice spark off the bench. The 6'3" junior from Berwyn, Illinois. He fired that one up, was off the back iron. Schmelowick came down with a rebound, hands it off to Kaplan. Kaplan drops it to Novosel, who's come back in. Novosel's got 4 fouls. Schmelowick, and he got the three-pointer and his chance. Nope, they say no basket.
Skuski is going to get called for the hold coming through the pick before the shot. Foul was on the floor.
Yeah, you need a little luck in every basketball game. You need a little luck in every basketball game, and they got one there. Schmelowick takes it out of bounds. Rochester with the basketball. 7:15 left to go. Case up by 5. Novosel trying to make the move on Skuski, and Skuski gets called for the foul.
That's 2 quick ones on Rob that'll give him 5. Is that 5 on Rob?
It is. And it looks like a timeout's going to be called by.
Well, with the foul out, Case has a minute to replace Skuski, so Coach McDonald's going to take advantage of that, say a few words to his team, and decide who he's going to bring back in.
Is he going to go guard heavy, or is he going to bring some bigs in? As Eric Dorr has got off the bench, and he's going to check in. So 7:13 left to go, 63-58. And Eric Dorr will check back in. 12 points, 5 rebounds for the big fella.
Well, and it's going to be Dorr the rest of the way, 7 minutes.
Dorr going to have to handle the load. As Novosel's at the line, he's playing with 4 fouls. He's got 11 points, 6 rebounds on the night. Bends and fires, and it rattles around and in. Second one is on the way for Novosel. 6'5" forward out of Lexington, Kentucky, off the back, and Urs skies for the rebound. 63-59 Case. Coming up on 7 minutes left in the basketball game. Anderson gives it to Herring. Herring going to back it out, reset the offense as he calls out the play. Rochester staying in that man-to-man. To Brian Urs. To Steve Young. Young back to Urs. Urs drives baseline, blocked. Cubitt comes up with a rebound. Herring nearly stole it away from Kaplan in the backcourt, but he brings it back into the offensive zone. Kaplan on the crossover, dumps it down to Novosel, working on Dorr. Novosel turns, shut off, through the legs of Marcus Robinson. 3-on-1. Urs all the way to the basket with the right hand. 65-59 Case. And Urs has been spectacular off the bench tonight. Novosel turns
Another
it over.
pick by Anderson.
And Anderson's fouled. Reed Anderson is having a game on both sides tonight.
Quick feet, quick hands, inside, outside. And I think that's what Coach McDonald expected, bringing Reed Anderson in. Now somebody to match up against those 2s and 3s here in the UAA. Anderson's size and speed is a perfect fit for the kind of offense and defense that Coach McDonald wants to play.
I think he's even bigger than I remember at St. Ed's. I know kids grow, but he looks a little bigger than I remember. Steve Young on the drive with the right hand.
What body control by the St. Louis native.
Steve Young with 14. And just like that, Case is back up by 8 with 5:50 to go. Shemelowick has been very quiet tonight. Dumps it down to Marcus Robertson. Robertson with a strong move for 2. He's got 10. Shemelowick with just 10 points to go along with 8 rebounds. He's averaging 20.
3 field goals. 2 of them have been layups. Everything else for Shemelowick has been short, almost like he doesn't have his legs underneath him tonight.
Reed Anderson wide open look at a 3. Couldn't get it to go. Rebound Cubitt. Pushed it to Kaplan. Kaplan to Shemelowick and a spot up for 3, and he got it. 13 points for Shemelowick. 67-64.
As soon as you say he can't do something, squares the shoulders and hits one from 20.
4 for 14, though, from the field. Urs spins on Kaplan. Kaplan fouled Urs. Tried to go for the steal. No, that'll be to the 3rd and the team's 7th. So Brian Urs will go to the line.
Still a discrepancy in free throw shooting. Case shooting just their 12th free throw of the night. Rochester's been to the line 20 times.
Urs a 67% free throw shooter.
Eric Dewar over the back, going to get called for the foul.
Dewar going to get called for his 3rd personal. And a 1-and-1. So we're in the bonus on both sides. As Alex Hildebrand checks back in for Reed Anderson. Anderson going to take a little bit of a breather. Coach McDonald going to need him down the stretch. Well, Bill Searle goes to the line. Searle 17 points and 4 rebounds tonight to lead all scorers in the basketball game, and he fires and good. Searle's got 18, 72% free throw shooter. 3 of 3 from the line tonight. 67-65, just under 5 minutes left to go. Bends and fires, and he's perfect from the line tonight. He's got 19 to lead all scorers.
That 8-point lead is dissipated to 1. That's 7 straight by Rochester.
Backcourt pressure, broken up. Alex Hildebrand comes up with the basketball, gets it back to Brian Urs. Urs to Young, straight up look at a 3.
Second half, Steve Young's taking a couple from behind the arc and off the front rim 3 times tonight.
Robertson's shot, couldn't get it to go. Rebound by Young to Herring. Herring to Urs, dumps it down low to Dorr, working on Robertson, and he banks it up over Robertson and in. 69-66. Case up by 3, 4:15 left to go.
Tick, 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 tick.
Can it go any faster? Kaplan with the basketball, trying to get around a pick from Searle. Coming off the pick is Schmelowick, couldn't get the three to go. Hildebrand had the rebound, poked away from him out of bounds. It'll be Case basketball. Case working hard for this one, and Reed Anderson wasn't out very long.
Sat for a minute.
He'll come in for Alex Hildebrand. Hildebrand's played well off the bench as well.
Well, and Hildebrand drew that assignment that when Anderson sat down, he had to take on Schmelowick and done a nice job.
UAA's leading scorer held to 13 points on 4 of 15 shooting. And the kid with the basketball is a big reason why. Combined with Hildebrand. Urs, wide open look at a three. Couldn't get it to go. Kaplan comes down with a rebound. That's one you want to have back. Try to bounce pass it to Robertson, and that's shut off in the lane by Dorr. Quickly back the other way, Steve Young. Spin move in the lane. And Young, no call as they go back the other way. Kaplan. I don't know what happened there.
Young spun into the middle and got bumped on both sides, so I guess they figured it was even.
It's a three-point game, 3:20
and
left to
Kaplan
go.
got away with a walk, too. Shifted his pivot foot.
Schmelowick for the tie. No good. Hard off the back iron. Cubitt comes down with a rebound. Straight away look at Searle for three. It's tied. 3 minutes left to go. Tied at 69. Boy, Rochester, despite shooting just 40% from the field, has scratched their way back into this basketball game.
It's a 10-2 run for the Yellow Jackets.
Herring with the basketball. Case now. Got to find something late here. Urs to the right side to Anderson. To Dorr down on the blocks, battling with Robertson. And Robertson's going to get called for the foul, and that'll send Dorr to the free throw line. Now Robertson with his 10th.
Well, and considering the pace of the first half, the second half, while it's been up and down, not as many baskets scored here in the second half.
And this is where you got to put games away, because now it'll be a free throw shooting contest for the rest of this basketball game. And Dorr has a chance. Give his team the lead. Bends and fires. It's short. Rebound Cubitt. Rochester basketball, 2:40 left to go. Tied at 69. Great basketball game here at Adelbert. Kaplan.
Last Rochester lead, 11-10.
Case trying to break a 4-year losing streak here to the Yellow Jackets. Down low. Searle, leading scorer in the game, can't get it to go. Reed Anderson comes down with a rebound, his 4th. So now Case with a chance to take the lead. 2:10 left to go. Brian Urs calls out the offensive play, trying to spread that Rochester defense out. Schmelowick with Anderson. They're taking their time. 15 on the shot clock. Urs checks the shot clock. It's at 10. And then a timeout going to be called by Sean McDonald. The 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here with a minute 52 left to go. Didn't see anything they liked. They were taking their time, trying to figure out, first of all, the defensive assignment that Rochester was in. They played a lot of man. Almost looked like they flashed some zone there. And I think Case was wondering whether or not they're going to be able to work with him with the play that they had called.
Right, it was that man-to-man, and then all of a sudden they sagged back inside the arc, and Case was unsure of what they wanted to do. Initially thinking they could probably shoot or get the ball down low to Dewar, let him power his way in for a bucket, and had to pull it back out, and nothing from the outside opened up.
Kind of surprised that Rochester hadn't gone to that zone a little earlier, because the man certainly isn't working. I think it's been advantage Case.
Well, especially the aggressive man-to-man against the Case offense isn't working.
So Case will have the basketball. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Glenn Bounds from the scoring table on their side. Into Urs with 8. 7 on the shot clock. Urs trying to get around Schmelowick. Drops it off to Hildebrand. 4 on the shot clock. Got to get it off. Herring with 2. Can he get it off in time? And he got it! Kevin Herring fires at 3. As the shot clock expired, Case by 3 with a minute 30 left to go. That'll be one to remember if they can pull it out. Kaplan is Schmelowick. Shut down there by Hildebrand. Schmelowick on the drive, fouled before the shot. Still, it's a bonus situation. Ryan Urs will get called for his 3rd. Team's 8th. Well, how about the shot by Kevin Herring?
Just dead eye from 20 feet.
Those are the plays that kill you. You play great defense, you've shut them off, and Herring with the 3. And Shmelowick, not the guy you want to put at the free throw line. He knocks down the first one.
He's 5 of 7 on the evening now. 14 points in the ballgame, Mike, but a quiet 14 for somebody you would expect to have a superstar kind of night.
Now here's what we have. Minute 25 left to go. 72-71 Case. They've got the basketball. Going right to left on your digital tuner in their Western Reserve Red Cats throwback uniforms. To Herring, who just hit the big 3 on the left elbow. Pulls it out. Finds Hildebrand. Hildebrand trying to work his way inside. Basket and a foul! Another big basket for Case. This time it's Alex Hildebrand.
Todd McGinnis got up off his chair like he wanted to check into the ball game.
106 left to go, and Hildebrand can complete the three-point play. 74-71 Case. If he can grab this one here, it becomes a possession game now. Hildebrand bends, fires, good. 75-71. Rochester going to have to answer, and they're going to have to do it quickly. They want to get the ball back. Kaplan, checked by Herring to Shmelowick, fires up a 3. Oh, what a shot! Over Brian Erst in his face, and Shmelowick drains it.
All night, Shmelowick has been short. In the last 3 minutes, he's hit 2 threes.
75-74, Case. 45 seconds left. Herring with the basketball. Erst, 18 on the shot clock, plenty of time. As he backs out, gives it to Reed Anderson. Anderson gonna watch the clock get down to about 10 and then run the play. To Hildebrand, fired inside to Herring. Herring couldn't get it to go, down on the blocks and skied in for the rebound was Hildebrand.
Hildebrand with control, but on the end line. It'll be out of bounds.
And a timeout's going to be called, 30-second timeout for Coach Mike Neer. And Hildebrand nearly surprised Marcus Robertson as he came in from the backside.
Had control, but his heels were on the line. So possession will flip over to Rochester, 25 seconds to play. And if you're the Yellow Jackets, you're going to take it down. You're going to look for that last shot, and I guess the only one you're going to look at is Mike Shmelowick.
Man, that's true. Mike Shmelowick in the face of Ryan Erst. Fired the 3. 36th meeting between these two squads. The last Case win was the 05-06 season. Beat them 51-43. And right now, they're up 75-74 with 24.7 seconds left to go. It'll be Rochester basketball. Shot clock is off. So what do? You play for the win? You just run it down? What do you do?
Well, I think Rochester's going to look for a final shot, probably with about 6 to 7 seconds left.
No pressure as Herring gets it quickly across the offensive line. 18-17. Checked by Herring. Inside Searle, right hand good with 13.8 seconds to go. 1 point game. Alex Hildebrand gets it into Kevin Herring. 10 seconds left. 9. Herring on the drive. Herring in, banked it off, couldn't get it to go. Robertson the rebound, and he's fouled. Kevin Herring's shot rolled across the rim and out. A spectacular shot for Herring as he double pumped underneath his man, rolled one right off the rim. And it was rebounded by Marcus Robertson with 4.9 seconds left to go. 76-75 Rochester. Robertson at the line. Not a sure thing at 66%. From the front end of a 1-and-1. Ryan Murphy's checked in now, and he's the only one in the rebounding lane. It's up, and it's good. So Case will have a chance for a tie regardless of what happens with this next shot. Will it be a 2 or will it be a 3? Now everybody's pulled out of the lane. It's Robertson by himself. Good. 3-point lead, 4.9 seconds left to go. And Coach Sean McDonald wants a timeout. Kevin Herring's shot was about as close to in as you can get. That slowly rolled across the rim. And I don't mean the front of the rim. I mean the middle of the rim.
Around and around, and it fell off. And on the backside, Case couldn't come up with a rebound. Dewar just couldn't reach it. And
Case, with the record they have, Ed, you look at some of the games that They've been in, some of the ones they've won, some of the ones they've lost, and this is not a team that should be 5-11.
No, for them, winning a basketball game is almost like trying to hold dry sand. It just slipping through their fingers.
I know you've seen a lot of their games. I know you've done a lot over the last 4 years, but you warned me. I thought this could be the night. Throwback at Adelbert. Women fell in the first game to Rochester, 63-51. And now the men trying to hold on here. One last shot.
I would expect to see Steve Young, Brian Urs, probably Colin Mulholland on the court for the Spartans. Reed Anderson also probably will come out. And Kevin Herring.
Medore, Young, Herring, and Anderson all in double figures for the Spartans.
Mulholland will sit, but Hildebrand will inbound it.
So Anderson, Herring, Young, Urs, and Hildebrand on the line. Picked off by Kaplan as they wanted Herring.
Telegraphed
and
the pass.
Cubitt with it. And that's the way it'll end here at Adelbert Gymnasium. Zeros across the board. 78-75, the final, and a disappointing one at that. As Rochester makes the run to win this basketball.